welcome back to the second quarter of the Bobby Dupree Show, along with my sidekick, Mr. Andrew Guidros.
The beautiful Andrew Guidros.
Yeah,
right?
I had to give him a compliment. He said he thinks his hair is just at the right length.
I let my hair grow a little bit long, and you said I look beautiful. I mean, what more can a man want to get told he's beautiful by Bobby Dupree?
Bobby Dupree on the Bobby Dupree Show
Sure.
worldwide.
I had to brag about that, you know?
Yeah, then I made you feel good.
Blue Bayou, what's that digits again? I told you all to send the word Bayou to the wrong number. It is 64636. That's the number you got to send it to. 64636. Send Bayou. You win tickets for your family. Blue
Okay,
Bayou
and talking about Cypress Bayou Casino and Hotel over in Sherrington, Louisiana is hosting on this Friday night professional boxing by Chad Broussard. Bad Chad. And I understand that the events presented over at Evangeline Downs on Saturday night went over real good. Big attendance again. And I attended the Cypress Bayou first edition of the Bad Chad program. And it was a packed house, so I'm sure that Chad has got a good lineup of professional boxers, and they try to make them just as evenly matched as they can. And I know Les Banana did one in New Orleans. I'm hoping he can come back and do some more. Les had a real good, evenly matched, and that's hard to do, is find two guys that can fight for 6 or 8 rounds, 10 rounds, and be evenly matched and still both slugging it out at the end, or a stoppage, but at least go 3 or 4 rounds.
Competitive at least sometime, until one guy can show he's superior.
That he's superior. The 1-round knockouts, our young boxers that we are trying to make professionally, a growth in their professional standings, really don't gain much experience.
No.
Then you're not really
either way,
helping
the winner or the loser doesn't gain much.
Doesn't gain much. So anyhow, Chad, you've been doing a good job recently, and that's good. And what about Gil Guillory with MMA? We haven't heard from you lately, Gil. Gil puts on some big shows, and in fact had a big, outstanding show over at the Cajun Dome. Now, when you can rent the Cajun Dome and pay all those expenses and make a few dollars, you have a good program. Yeah. That's right.
Friday, July the 12th, over at Toby's Little Lodge, they're going to have their first Friday dinner club is what they're doing. I guess it's not exactly the first Friday, but it will be one of the first Fridays of the month. They're going to try to do this each month. $7, they're going to open up the cash bar in the evening, and then there'll be dinner, and it's going to be a shrimp remoulade for an appetizer, then you're going to have a salad with avocado, then they're going to do for the entree Cornish game hens, wild rice, pralines, sweet potatoes, and for dessert an Italian cream pie. If you're interested, call Toby's 948-3800 or call Miss Toby herself 290-6243.
Now, did you say $7 or 7 p.m.?
7 p.m. I didn't say the price because I don't know the price.
Okay, I don't want anybody to go and expect all of that for $7.
And the Opelousas Chamber, you can call them too, because I know they're very involved in this project. So
it's something new.
Yeah.
She had one in already had one, at least one, maybe 2, but at least one of these monthly dinners, and it went off well, and of course they're coming back again.
How about some more sponsors? Piggly Wiggly, go down to your local Piggly Wiggly where they got great specials. It's the summertime. 4th of July is right there. When is 4th of July? You know, I'm talking 4th of July, and I know it's right there.
It's
going to be next Thursday. We'll be filming the show. I mean, we'll be showing the show on 4th of July.
That's
but
right.
I'm going to warn you today, because today's the day that you're going to probably do some of your shopping and all that coming this weekend. Go to Piggly Wiggly, get your pork steaks, get all your hot dog stuff. Man, I eat them hot dogs. I eat them famous Nathan hot dogs for the 4th of July. Them guys eat 50 or 60 in that big contest at Coney Island.
Lord.
I can't eat that many, but I can eat a bunch.
Ugly. Oogly, got the oogly.
3 or 4, that's a bunch for me. You know?
Yeah.
So Piggly Wiggly got all your great groceries.
You want to stay beautiful looking.
Oh, that's right. I got to keep the beauty going. 2 locations in Opelousas, but the beauty is the common theme today. And in Simsport as well, beautiful Simsport, Louisiana. You can go by Piggly Wiggly. And one more sponsor. Let's go ahead and say Steamboat Warehouse. Get to Washington, Louisiana. Get mama away from the smell of her own cooking. Beautiful, historic Washington, Louisiana. And try the great seafood they've got. Jason always gets great, chef owner Jason Huguet gets great Louisiana seafood. And right now, prime time. He's got fresh crawfish, he's got fresh oysters, he's got fresh shrimp, he's got fresh fish. It's all there. All those great Angus beef steaks as well. Always doing some stuffed hens. He's doing some frog legs. Wonderful, wonderful food. Go by, enjoy an adult libation and great wine list as well.
Billy and Joe Swallow took me out to dinner last week.
Come on.
Where did we choose, or where did they choose? They chose the Steamboat. We
Great
had
place to
fun.
go.
You bet. And I saw the chef briefly.
Come on, you want to show some photos? Speaking of
Yeah,
all
let's
this?
show some.
How about this one?
We had gone a kind of we had a drought on our racing, but last Saturday night we hit I guess the jackpot. The first race, one of our 2-year-olds ran third, and then in the second race, I'm in to shine won again.
This is I'm in fashion. We're showing right.
Okay,
right
well,
here.
I'm in fashion. Won the 10th race, I think it is.
And then we also got I'm in to shine.
I'm in to shine. Won the second race.
There you go.
And so Carl and all of the I'm running, and now my stable ran a third. So we're going to be starting. You're going to start seeing more horses with my in first. That first name.
It was all I'm in was the first one, but not to be mine.
The first one. Now they the 3-year-olds, all 3-year-olds. Now it's my turn to run.
Rossi. That I'm in to shine. That's been a good horse for you.
Good horse. Oh, yeah. He's won a little bit of money. And this is a new home in the area where I live. It's not a subdivision per se, but nice homes. And this is the new home of Mr. and Mrs. Byron Briggs.
Oh, no
How
kidding.
about that? Yes,
Go
sir.
ahead, Byron.
Big, beautiful home. It's all wrapped this morning, I noticed, but I just kind of in a hurry. Didn't stop to take a picture, but I'll try to take you another picture and kind of keep you updated of how it's coming along. And I had met Mr. Bob Gassman at one of the time that he came, and we had the mass at my house. Mr. Bob on the right, in the picture here, mentioned that he looked around my pond and didn't see a duck box. And I said, no, but I'm familiar with them. And he says, well, I make them and I sell them and I install them. And he came over and came with his team of people. All the way on the left is Harvey Wimberly. The gentleman in the middle is a person we get T-shirts about twice a year from, and that's Mr. Herschel Leger, and then on the right is Mr. Bob Gassman, and those, I'll tell you what I paid for it, $85, but when you look at all of the details on there.
Then it's got the little protector to keep snakes out, I guess squirrels out, whatever we try to get in there.
We'll try to get in there. I had never seen that. I had been told to put grease on the pole. Well, how often would you have to go out there? You'd forget after a little while. This is a nice aluminum protector.
It is.
And it looks good in the yard. It looks like we're trying to get the habitat to rest in. And they tell me that once they make a nest in here, every year they're going to be back. They will be back. And it's got it easy to slide open and check and see if you got some eggs in there to make sure everything's handling right. And then he also put the bedding in it. It's all installed, ready for them to come.
All they got to do
this will take place this fall and then again in the spring.
All that Doug got to do is make his reservation on the internet with his credit card, and he's good to go.
He's good to go. That's right. I forgot to tell the ducks how to get their room.
Put your card in Dupree Estate.
Okay, then last Friday night, we had talked for the last 3 or 4 weeks about the governor's games, and in this particular events with the boxing, the amateur boxing. And we had a man that came out of retirement to be the announcement, Mr. Guy Cusio from Crowley, Louisiana. What a character. And he's with the Phoenix Forge Group, and of course, the Phoenix is now what? Capital, is it Capital or they bought Capital? Anyhow, Capital and the Phoenix is all one, and Standard Fittings. They also own the property and the equipment that's still in there that they work on and it's used for parts and for storage and everything. So he's very familiar with, and he named me all the guys that used to be over at Standard Fittings. all the top management and all. Ron Lorman is the plant manager.
Oh, really?
I didn't realize
Still
that.
around.
But still around.
Yeah.
And Mr. Marcus just retired, I think, for the second or third time. But they're going to get him out of retirement again. I guarantee you.
Miss Shirley ain't going to want him on the feet too much.
No,
She'll have
no,
to sit
that's
him
right.
down.
She's going to get him out on the road again. But, and of course, that's Deidre. She was a
Deidre
world female
McIntyre.
boxing champion.
Yep.
We love you.
And there you are with Deidre.
Yep, I'm with Deidre.
And there you are with the announcer.
With the announcer.
And here's a young man and his son, I guess?
The Doucettes, right, and his young son, and they're local. They from the area. I can't say it's Brett Doucette is the father, and the young boy is Ashton Doucette. And I tell you what, they were sitting by me, and everybody was enjoying. This was prior to the fights.
And
the stands were full once the fights started.
And theater-style seating in Sunset, Louisiana.
In Sunset, Louisiana. Here's
there you go. Kerry Daigle on the left.
and Shelton LeBlanc on the right. And
A great
Shelton,
champion.
Yep, National Golden Gloves. He won the National Golden Gloves. Now he brings some of his young fighters to the National Golden Gloves and does a great job in keeping these. I like to get right down to it, keeping kids off the streets. There's all kind of ways. There's football, there's soccer, there's band, there's arts and crafts. There's all types of things, but Shelton and Kerry Daigle has always been supportive of the boxers, both the amateurs, where we all started, and then now he's more with the pros, but his love is still with those young boys who put everything into it every round.
That's kind of a calm shirt for Kerry. He likes the loud one. It's almost calm for him.
And this is my new little friend from Mamou, Louisiana. I call him Mamou. And I'm talking about Brandon Arvey. And Brandon won on Friday night. He beat a boy that had fought over, this was his 8th bout. And he defeated a young fighter that had fought over 200 amateurs. A sure winner. Well, until he got in the ring with Brandon. On Saturday, he defeated another one with a bit. In fact, Shelton LeBlanc's man, and I knew that was going to be a tough fight. I think he took him pretty easily.
He's got a charisma.
And
you see
then
that young
on
man's
Sunday,
got a good
he
smile.
lost in the finals.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know if the other fighter had fought a fight. Maybe had fought one fight on Friday night, but had not fought on Saturday.
He wasn't as tired.
So he wasn't as tired. And this young fella at midnight, I was trying to get him to get a hotel room or do something. He had to drive all the way back to Mamou at midnight, then had to be in for the weigh-in in Lafayette at the Holiday Inn at 8 o'clock in the morning. And just not enough rest.
Too much, right.
But I'm going to be in touch with him and maybe try to see if we can
But
get him a job.
he's got a good charismatic look. I mean, you can see,
no,
you need charisma if you're going to go all the way up.
I'm willing
Skill
to
and charisma.
work, and he's got the style. He's ready.
All right, and we got this young man.
And this young man, he says, I've got to talk to you, Mr. Dupre. I said, really? He said, yeah, my name is Dupre. Oh, I said, what's the first name? He said, Dupre is the first name. Strickland is the last name.
You go.
From Slidell, Louisiana. He's a boxing coach, and he owns a gym, Anointed Hands Boxing. And had a couple of fighters there. I didn't get to see how he did or anything because I wasn't able to make the Saturday and Sunday fights because I had an engagement to attend the Big I, the Independent Agents 111th convention. Can you imagine 111?
Another boxer
Another boxer here.
And here's your young friend.
Here's my young friend again. Oh, I'm proud of that young man. I'm glad we're going to make a picture. I want a picture of that.
We're going to take a 1-minute break. We're going to see you folks on the other side of a minute.